We went through how many years of planting for food and jobs. We didn't get the food, we didn't get the jobs, but the money was spent. So the growth, where the growth should come for me, agriculture, manufacturing, tourism, because it employs large numbers of people. If you go to the factories in this country right now, I can bet you 9 out of 10 are shedding numbers. So those figures that we are quoting, we must always ask, what would they mean to us, to our people? Because if poverty levels are rising, then we have a problem. So we are not focusing on those areas where jobs can be created. In the service industry, where the growth, I'm sure, is coming from, look at the banks. Look at the numbers of people that the banks were employing 5, 10 years ago. And look at what they need today. Now, you go to a digital bank. Sometimes there's nobody there. There's just a computer there. You go and sit there. You can do everything you want. 10 years ago, you needed 20 people sitting in that branch to do that same job. So we need to understand where jobs are being created today.
Where would you say?
In manufacturing, in agriculture, in tourism, even in technology. For the young people, because they are in everywhere.
You mentioned, one of the areas you mentioned is agriculture.
Yes.
And you rightly mentioned this government had a policy, a flagship policy called Plan for Food and Jobs. And they put billions of cedis into it.
Yes.
Your verdict is that you haven't seen the investment hasn't produced the outcome that we expected.
Not at all.
What reasons would you ascribe to that?
Well, I wasn't involved in the policy execution, but at least I can see the results out of that. And let me give you a very simple example. I used to buy a bunch of plantain for 25 cedis. Today, the same batch I'm buying for 120. And we are in the food harvest season right now as we sit here. So if today I'm paying 3 times for the same bunch of plantain that I used to pay 25 cedis for, then my question is, what has happened to agriculture? Don't go very far, right? Don't go very far. Coconut. We used to buy coconut in Accra for what? 50 pesos. And we're complaining. Today it's 5 cedis. I understand that a chunk of the cost is coming from transportation. But even so, should we go from 50 pesos to 5 cedis?